What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. If you are here, you can hear me clearly. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat room. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. It's very much appreciated. We're going to get right into today's show. See if y'all can hear me. Awesome. Shout out to everyone in the building. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everyone in the building. Salute to all the visionaries, man. I'm going to give some shout outs before I get into today's show, but I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that share button, share it on your community tabs. Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share content, please share today's show. Please share today's show. Let's see who's in the building. Shout you guys out, and then we're going to get into it. Y'all know how we do. Shout out to Boot Camp in the building. Shout out to my guy Boot Camp. Salute. Shout out to my brother Dale Diddy. Salute, my brother. Ascended Awakening. Salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to Bob. What up, Bob? Shout out to my brother Ebo. What up, Ebo? Salute. Yes, sir. SP. It's one of my favorite rappers. Shout out to Cuzzo on the check-in. Salute, Cuzzo. Salute. Yeah, Black Magic. Yeah, man. Yep. Classic album. Yep. Classic. Styles P, one of my favorite rappers. So I like all his albums, all his mixtapes, all of them. Shout out to OG Darryl Richardson in the building. Salute. Shout out to the underrated one in the building. Salute, my brother. Salute. Good afternoon to you, family. What up, Seven Holiday? Seven Holiday in the building. Hey, Miss Camille. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to you in the building. Glad you are here. Shout out to Brother Love in the building. What up, Brother Love? Salute to the Bay Area, man. I love California. I feel like Biggie, a great place to visit. Next time I go to Cali, too, I'm gonna be playing that on a plane. I'm going back to Cali. Yeah, I love Cali. Shout out to Classy Creole. Hey, sweetheart, good to see you. Shout out to you. Cartel in the building. What up, Cartel? Salute, my brother. What up, Coffee? Shout out to Coffee on the check-in. Man, I appreciate it, Coffee. Yes, the merch will be on sale real soon, man. Real soon. Y'all stay tuned, man. Real soon. Y'all gonna be able to put y'all orders in for hats. These hats, we're gonna have some trucker hats, these tees right here, and we're gonna have some crew necks, we're gonna have some hoodies. So y'all stay tuned, man. It's gonna be available real soon. Let me put the tip in. Salute, my brother. Appreciate it, Cartel. Appreciate it, man. Y'all see today's show. We got to talk about this today, fellas. We have to talk about this. Because it ties into yesterday's show as well, with us not creating, setting, and enforcing boundaries today's show plays into yesterday's show. Because what usually happens is when you don't enforce your boundaries, if you don't even create them, if you don't set any boundaries, you don't create any boundaries, and damn sure if you don't enforce them, what happens is we find ourselves constantly settling. Does this sound familiar, fellas? Sound off in the chat room. Does this sound familiar? Make sure y'all answer the poll too. Make sure y'all answer the poll. What up? What up, MR? Salute, my brother. Does that sound familiar? Like, and listen, I ain't asking nobody to tell on themselves, but have you found yourself one time or another in your life, or constantly, or even currently settling? Just settling. MR says, yup. Boot Camp says, yup. Ebo says, yup. Do you find yourself settling, man? And remember when I spoke on that meme that's been going around on Instagram with the woman in the car saying how a lot of women don't want men to start caring about themselves and focusing on themselves more and loving themselves more. That's why they're saying that, because they know that the majority of the men that they're dealing with, they are settling dealing with them. And I'm not talking about any old nigga. I'm talking about the guys who they know got no reason being with them. See, a woman knows when you settling. She knows. She sees the potential. But she also understands that she might can't measure up to the shit that you're on. Will she ever tell you this? Of course not. Because then she'll lose out on a good dude, experiencing what it is to be with a good dude. So of course she's not going to say anything. She's not going to say, well, I think you're settling. No, she's not going to tell you that. Of course not. Mm-mm. The majority of women will not tell you that. Some women will. But the majority of them, they won't. they won't. What up, Dion? Salute, my brother. They won't. Because then they won't get a chance to experience, what she's supposed to experience with you. So this is why, if y'all saw that meme, this is why y'all are starting to hear women say stuff like this. This is why they constantly gaslight you. Because they know if we really was to start just focusing on ourselves just a little bit, we're not talking about, going up in the mountains and disappearing for 6 months and coming back a different person. We're not talking about that level. We're not talking about going in the hyperbolic chamber and coming out a new person. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about going black off social media for a year and then popping back out. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about little subtle things. We're just talking about just little things. Little things that we could tighten up on that will automatically disqualify the majority of the women you deal with or the one that you currently with. Because believe it or not, a lot of these women know that they don't measure up to you. They know that you're settling. They know. They just not going to tell you. And why should she tell you? The end of the damn day. That wouldn't be smart for her to do. Why would she tell you? What's up, Jasmine? Why would she tell you? Kwafi says, but I do know guys who have. It's no crime. Shit happens. Yeah. Yeah. But let's talk about what that settling does to us men. See, because the series is men lose themselves when they do this. So let's talk about what happens when that shit happens. What happens to us? See, and I could tell you're a more headstrong kind of guy, Kwafi. But a lot of guys today, man, they're not that mentally strong. They don't look at it as or chalk it up to life. You know, some guys don't have that built-in strength like that. A lot of us do because of the environment we came from. It forced us to be that way. You know, but a lot of guys today, man, and it's showing. It shows in society that a lot of guys, they're not that mentally tough for them to be like, man, shit happens and just keep it pushing. We got to address the shit that actually happened, you know, because a lot of these guys, when this type of stuff hits them, it traumatizes them to a point where they lose themselves. They don't even know where their life is going now that stuff like this done happened. They done, you know, settled with the wrong woman. You see? You done settled with the wrong woman, and now you done locked yourself into this situation. See, we got to talk about this because this stuff breaks men down, and it continues to happen. It's happening right now. And yes, it is part of life. It is, man. But a lot of men don't understand that. They don't even look at it like that. They looking at it like, why me? You know, they looking at it like, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to do this? See, today's topic is a topic I know, Bob, I know you love that I'm talking about this today because this is something you've been bringing up for about a year now since you've been supporting me. Settling, how you're not going to settle. And I always told you, no one's telling you to settle. Settling is the wrong thing for men to do. The wrong thing. Kwafi says, learn to turn the page and go on so you can be happy. Yep. That's true. That's true. That's true. Kwafi says, you don't try over and over with a girlfriend. You do that with a wife. And when that does not work, learn to linger in sadness. It turns you bitter. Learn to not linger in sadness. It turns you bitter and you end up in a group on the internet angry. Facts. 100% facts, Kwafi. 100% facts. And this is why I love talking about these types of topics too, because, you know, y'all brothers can help each other in the chat room, man. And I really appreciate that. Shout out to my brother, Ricky Webster, man. He say many blessings, DS1 Ross. Blessings to you, my brother, Ricky Webster. Salute, my brother. I appreciate the super chat, man. And I appreciate your support. Bob says, it's better to be alone than to settle as men. That goes for both attitudes and appearance. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I had to drop a bomb on that one. Had to drop a bomb on that one for you, Bob, because that's the truth. That is the truth. And to take it even further, Bob, I was just talking to my therapist, and that's what my therapist told me. That's what she told me. She said, don't settle. Don't settle. Pick what you want, but don't settle. You know, be flexible in your approach. Don't settle. Don't just go for anything. Don't rush into anything. And a lot of times we do this because, number one, we don't have the proper boundaries created, set, and enforced. So anything that comes along and look and smell good, we let our guard down. And this also plays into the lack of vetting, our shitty vetting process. We also have a shitty vetting process, and I mentioned this due to the lack of boundaries. If you haven't created and set and enforce boundaries in your life, you're going to vet women and vet people that's coming in and out of your life incorrectly, because you're not judging them based on you protecting yourself and protecting your environment. So you're allowing people in that's toxic. You're accepting anything because you haven't pushed back against something. This is why they say if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's where that comes from. If you're not pushing back or standing for something, you're going to allow or fall for anybody or anything. You see? And that is settling for us fellas. Well, man, and I ain't had a girl in a long time, man, so I'm gonna just go ahead and run with Shorty right here. This woman has a sea of problems. She can't help you with shit you got going on. She just got a bunch of goddamn problems and a fat ass. And you're getting ready to allow this woman into your life for what? See, we don't even ask ourselves that. We don't even ask ourselves that. I'm getting ready to let this booger wolf in here for what? For what? And then, is it worth it? See, we don't do none of this. What I'm saying right now, we do after. After we in the middle of some bullshit with this chick, this is when we start calculating. This is when we start being logical and thinking and paying attention and vetting we start doing all that when the problems begin. We don't do this shit beforehand. And it's because we used to settling. Fellas, let's be honest. The majority of us are not even looking. We're not even looking for women that don't bring any trouble. We're looking for women who just bring the least amount. Let's be honest, black men. We'll accept a little smart mouth. We'll accept a little bad attitude, long as you don't put your hands on me. Long as you don't call the cops on me. When all of this shit is toxic, all of it's bad, we shouldn't be accepting any of it, but we'll settle. we'll settle. And then we'll make excuses for settling. We'll be like, well, she is pretty, so all pretty girls got an attitude. We say stupid shit like that as men. We say stupid shit like that as men when we know we just made a bad decision. We settling because she pretty, but she got a foul mouth. She's disrespectful. She has poor mannerisms. But because she's pretty, we settle for the bad behavior. We accept the bad behavior because we settling for her being cute. This is the shit that we do. And then when the bad mouth becomes a problem, now she's a problem. She been a problem. And you took her on because you were settling. You said, well, I'll take that in exchange for this. This is what we do, fellas, when we settle. I'll take the smart mouth in exchange for her beauty. I'll take the poor attitude in exchange for her body. We settling. This is what we do. And then we get mad at them. When a lot of these women know, and I'm going to say it again, they know that we're settling with them. A lot of these women know we can do better than them. They know that. They'll never tell you that. They're not supposed to. That's some shit they tell a homegirl. They ain't no shit they're going to tell you. And we so silly as men, we expect her to say it. Oh, well, why you just wasn't honest with me? Nigga. You expect this woman to tell you that she ain't worthy to be with you? No woman want to even feel like that. So with her feeling like that, what make you think she gonna tell you, nigga? You will come up. Why she gonna tell you? Well, you know, at the end of the day, come on now. We got to be honest with ourselves, fellas. But we don't be honest with ourselves because what? We settle. So we lie to ourselves. We lie. We lie. Boot Camp says DS1, sometimes we put ourselves in that cat. Facts. Be more self-aware, fellas. Come on, man. Yeah, we put ourselves in that rabbit hole all the time. All the time. And then we make excuses for it. Because we end up in the rabbit hole due to us settling. And we end up settling because we don't have the proper boundaries. You see? Then a few years go by. Now you're feeling like you're not respected anymore. She doesn't listen to anything you have to say. When you saw these signs early on in the game, but you settled for something. You settled for it. And when you settled for that, you settled for that in exchange for something else. So in exchange for your respect, you settled for her beauty. And you allow her to be disrespectful. You see? You're settling. This is why I always told you, Bob, and shout out to you, bro. Looks ain't everything. Because you'll settle for one of these. I'm about to show you, Bob. You'll settle because I know you caught up on beauty, and it's nothing wrong with dealing with pretty women. I'm not telling you go deal with Beowulf. I'm not telling you that. But you'll end up with one of these if you're not careful. See, Raymond Santana settled for beauty and ended up with a bum, a broken, unmotivated manipulator. That's what Raymond Santana did. He had his money and his resources, and he just wanted to settle for one of these pretty chicks because he can afford it. And what did that garner him? What did he get from that? But a bunch of hell in his life. So don't get caught up on that beauty shit, Bob. That's what I always tell you. I'm not telling you to settle for Harambe. I'm not telling you that. But you will end up with one of these getting caught up on that beauty shit and not understanding that beauty is a an attribute. You know, it's not a look. You know, there's more to beauty than being pretty. See, being pretty is not being beautiful. So don't get caught. That's why I always tell you, Bob, don't get caught up on that, bro. Don't get caught up on that, man. Salute, bro. Shout out to my brother Papa Flock on the check-in. Because when you start settling for a pretty face, settling for a nice body, just settling for that, you'll end up with a Delicious. You'll end up with a Brittany Renner. You'll end up with a Mariah Mills. And you'll be just like those guys that they running through the gamut. You'll be like a Zion Williamson. You'll be just like these dudes. You'll be like a Will Smith. You'll end up like these guys because you're just settling for somebody being pretty. Because we can't even say them women is beautiful. Like I said, beautiful is an attribute. It's deeper than a pretty face and a nice body and she in shape and all of that shit. Beauty is something way bigger than that. Way bigger. So a lot of these women that we call bad and pretty and sexy, none of them are beautiful. Beautiful is a whole nother level. From pretty, from cute, from attractive, from sexy. Beautiful is the apex of all of that. So we got to understand that beauty is rare today. Beauty, we talking about beauty, y'all. That's rare. It's rare. That's rare, y'all. What up, Nero? Shout out to my comrade, the Book of Rona. He says, beautiful bums cost you more externally, yet 10 times more internally, especially when we refuse to exercise the 4 P's and T's proactively. Salute to all the visionaries and my comrade. Salute, my brother. I appreciate that super chat, and I totally agree. We got to drop a bomb for that. We got to drop a bomb for that. What up, UFO? He says beauty of spirit. Absolutely. Beauty is all encompassing. It's internal and external. It's both. Kwafi says big booty and no brains. Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of it, this is what we're settling for, fellas. We're settling for the easy catch. Now let's go there. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. We settling for the easy catch. We're settling for the easy catch. This is what we're doing. And then we're complaining about what's not being produced from it. Okay? What do you expect to come? What do you expect to grow, right, from a situation that's just toxic? Because guess what? Settling leads to toxicity. Because when you settle here, you're going to settle there. 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 You see? You see why this goes back to our boundaries and us not setting them, us not creating them, us not enforcing them due to the lack of self-love, the lack of self-love. You see how this is happening? You don't love yourself, so you don't set the proper barriers to protect yourself. So you invite a woman into your life, right? That you're going to allow to hurt you, right? Because initially you're not even going to see that she's going to hurt you. See? You're not even going to see that this is going to happen to you. Because what you're actually doing is you're just settling to not be alone. And it's better to be alone than to settle. It's better to be alone than to settle, man. Shout out to my man Bob. Bob says, you're telling the truth. I had to learn the hard way about that. Shout out to you, Bob. Salute. I appreciate the super chat, bro. You see? See, we settled for mediocrity in our own lives, fellas. We just start accepting shit and letting shit be and halfway doing it and just going this forth and then stopping. Because we really doing shit for other people and not for ourselves. So what type of women you think we're gonna attract? What type of women do you think we're gonna attract? Just be honest with yourself. You haven't accomplished personal things that you wanted to yet. And you stop going after them for years because you was in that relationship. And you was in a relationship with a person who stopped going after their things for years. You don't notice that? You don't notice that? Now you in a relationship with a person who don't complete things either. You're in a relationship with a person who starts and never finishes either. What up, Strike Patrol? You don't notice that? You don't notice that? What up, Jay? You don't notice that, fellas? Just be honest. Just be honest. And y'all start arguing in a relationship, y'all start going through shit when it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to do for you. And neither is she. So y'all now arguing about y'all both not doing nothing for each other. When y'all just need to focus on completing shit that y'all always wanted to complete for yourselves. You see? It's not about you getting with a person and being complete. But if y'all don't compliment each other, y'all are going to consume one another. Let me repeat that. If y'all don't compliment one another, then y'all will consume one another. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And nowadays, more men are being consumed. And it's because we're settling more than women are. A lot of women they're not settling anymore. This is why they're saying the stuff that they're saying. And we can't be mad at them, fellas. They're not settling anymore. They're not. They're not. Neither should we. Neither should we. If we're the leaders, why are we settling for anything? Why are we settling for anything if we're the leaders? If we need quality people to follow our lead, then we can't not settle for anything. We can't settle for any type of friends around us. We cannot settle for any type of woman that we're dealing with. We cannot settle being in any type of environment around all types of people. We cannot do this. Why? Because it's detrimental. We can lose ourselves. You in a wrong environment, a situation pop off, now you in jail. A situation pop off, now you're in the hospital, perhaps dead. You can lose yourself. Settling. You end up with you settle for the wrong woman. You lose a bunch of time. You done lost opportunity on certain resources and all types of shit. Now you got to catch back up. You lost yourself because you chose to settle. Because you chose to settle instead of walking away. Nah, I'm good. And walk away. See, with the way that we settle, I can tell a lot of us, we don't say no a lot. And that's something I learned in therapy too. That healthy no is extremely important. That healthy no is extremely important. No, I'm not going there. No, I don't feel like it. No. Mm-mm. Because sometimes we do things and we settle and do things to make other people feel good, to make other people feel secure, to make other people happy. See, we settle when we do that because you're not happy. You're not satisfied. You see? We have to start taking this stuff serious, fellas. And don't care what nobody say. Why? Because if we do, then we're settling for other people's opinions. And then we'll let that sway how we move. You see? We're not settling anymore. If you choose to not settle, stay on that. Stay on it. We out here stressing in silence. Absolutely, Strag Patrol. What's up, melanated vessel? She says being a plus size woman doesn't mean one has less or more value. What are you actually? Oh, you talking to Kwafi? My bad. My bad. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all conversation. Strag Patrol says poor health is crazy with black men. Absolutely. As above, so below. It's our minds. We're settling. We're settling. That's why our health is bad. Because we're settling. We're settling. We're settling. Instead of being more disciplined, we're settling. It's not about being perfect, but we're settling for mediocrity. Matter of fact, we're not even settling for mediocrity. We're actually settling for less. We're actually settling for less. This is what we're doing, fellas. We're settling for less. That's what we're doing. Getting in relationships with these crazy women. We're settling. Thinking, I can help her. No, she needs the doctor's help. You're settling thinking you're gonna come in and things could change. And no, you're settling. You don't have to be with no crazy woman. You're settling. Stop thinking you gotta come in and help. You ain't gotta do none of that. Just find another woman. Go move on. You don't have to settle, fellas, because we all know what settling does for us. How many black men sitting up here talking about they can't stand their baby mamas? How many black men you hear on the internet every day? Man, I wish I ain't had no kids by her. That is a clear indication of what? He was settling because he was horny. He was settling because he was horny. Now he got 2 kids by her. See how detrimental settling is? He knew he settled after the first kid, and then he said, well, F it. I done settled. I might as well settle some more, and had another baby by her. This is what we do. This is what we do, fellas. Settling. And this is how you lose yourself. You done went through all the bullshit with her, had a first baby, had 1 baby, then settled some more and had another one. Man, I knew she was crazy. I could tell you all the type of shit she used to do to me. Yup. And you stayed. You stayed and had 2 by her, not 1, 2. You didn't leave after the first one. You doubled back and had another one. You settled again. You see how detrimental this is, fellas? This shit is serious. It's not something that you just be like, well, it just happened, and nah, that don't work for everybody. What's up, L'Oreal? Club Fortune says thirst remorse. Boot Camp says if she can't open up and talk, hit her with the block. It ain't going nowhere. Absolutely. 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 Cartel says buyer remorse syndrome is a real thing. It is. It is. Especially when you didn't pay attention to what you was buying. Especially when you don't pay attention to what you buy. People get confused with sugar and salt all the time. See, if you just pick it up and you just start pouring, you be done drunk some salt, thinking you got some sugar. You see? See, the vetting, our vetting process is like you picking something up and reading the ingredients. How much calories is in it? How much sodium is in it? How much cholesterol is in it? See, that's the vetting process. That we have to vet. We can't do this. Oh, she good. Let her go. This is what we do. We do this. We do the quick scan. Oh, nah, she good. You ain't read the ingredients, homie. You ain't know she had a bunch of MSG up in her. You ain't know that. You ain't know about all that MSG and that sodium. You ain't know because you didn't read the ingredients. You just saw the new bag. Oh, these chips look good. Oh, look at the bag. Oh, fire cheddar. Oh, wow. Ate a chip and almost caught a goddamn heart attack. That's how it be with us and women. Just look at the bag. Whatever on the cover. Oh, this is the new bag of chips. You know how we do, we men. Oh, this is the new bag of chips. Oh, when these came out, these the new Lays. That's how we do with women. Oh, this is the new Lays. You don't know you don't even know it's about 400 milligrams of salt in this shit. You don't even know. You ain't read it. You ain't read the ingredients. You settled. You settled. That's what you did, bro. That's what you did. What up, Zion? Y'all running out with that? Come on. What's up, Queens of Virtue? How you doing? Gotta read the fine print. Gotta read the fine print. You have to vet. You have to pay attention. And reading the fine print is the vetting outside of the bedroom. Remember, that's the key, fellas. The vetting takes place outside of sex. So you should never vet her based on sex or even including sex in it. Don't do that. Because this is how we settle. This is how we settle. Damn, her attitude is horrible, but man, her sex is fire. I'll put up with arguing. This is what we do. I'll put up with arguing. Got to read the fine print. Outside of the bedroom is where the vetting takes place. And when we do it the opposite way, meaning we vet with sex included or vet strictly off of sex, that's settling. Because guess what? That can always be your excuse for the relationship never going anywhere. You see how deep the rabbit hole goes? See, you settled from the beginning. So this is why this is not going into no marriage. The relationship is never going to be anything of significance because you already know you settled. So this is why us guys, we don't do much. Because you already know you settled. You already know. Like, listen, this my little bust down right now. I ain't trying to give her up. She cool though. I ain't gonna lie. She cool. I kind of like her. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like her. I ain't gonna lie. She mad cool. She don't really give me no problems. you know, and then she come over and spend the night. So that ain't how we be sounding, making excuses for settling. She cool though, you know. She mad cool. You know what I'm saying? True or false? Del Diddy says, thought you found some silver and picked up some arsenic instead. Boot Camp says, and fellas, don't think because she's not that attractive to you and you settle, don't think she can't have BS up her sleeve too. Wrong move, bro. Yeah. Don't ever put anything past a woman based off looks. That's just immature. And a lot of us fellas, we definitely need to get off that immature shit. That's a fact, Boot Camp. Where we wrap everything up in a female's looks, and that's shit we did when we was teenagers, man. At a certain age, you should be done dealt with women, dealt with females, and you understand, you know, some intricacies. I'm not saying you know everything, but you've learned something. You should have learned something. A lot of this shit is adolescent talk. Oh, well, if she's less attractive, she's not gonna cheat. You sound stupid. I got a homeboy who specializes in ugly chicks. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Specialize in them. What are you talking about? He aims for those. He goes for the 5s and the 4s. Those are the ones he go for. I want that. A thick 6. A thick 6. We got to grow up, fellas. We got to grow in our perspectives. We got to get off that teenage shit. That the way we thought when we was teenagers and in our early 20s, worshiping, putting women on pedestals because how they look and thinking they not going to do nothing. And, oh, well, all the pretty girls are hoes and the ugly girls are faithful and the fat girls are faithful. Like, shut up, dog. Shut up. If you still talking like that and you in your 30s, you need to go on more dates. Get off the internet and go on more dates. You need to be around women more. Go out, just go out. Don't even just go on dates. Just go out and mingle with women. Go to a club by yourself. Go to a lounge by yourself and just mingle with women. So you could stop saying silly shit like that. Because when we start believing stuff like that, we live a life of settling. So you done settled with Shrek. You done settled with Shrek, and you think because you with Shrek, right? She ain't gonna go find nobody. Ain't nobody gonna like her. I'm with Shrek. I'm good. Don't nobody want her but me. Really, bro? Really? Really? Okay. What's up, Brown? What's going on? Cartel says he think those low value women have low self-esteem, which is an easy way to manipulate or use. Bingo. Bingo. Melanated Vessel says, I think abusive folks think they'll date down looks wise so they can get their abuse off instead of going to therapy. It definitely goes that deep, Melanated Vessel. I can't deny that. It definitely goes that deep. It does. It does. Kwafi says, I know some chicks who had bad bodies, big booties, good sex, and that attention caused her to have a bad attitude, and they were not faithful. They busting it down everywhere, and they're addicted to sex. Yep. Yep. Coffee says, I'm paying for your soft voice and cute smile. Something is underneath that. Listen, man. Listen, fellas. Don't fall for it. Don't we cannot listen, fellas. We cannot fall for the stuff that we heard the older dudes on our block told us. We can't fall for that. Because guess what? Now that we grown men, some of them niggas are still there saying the same shit right now. They telling the next generations what they told us, and they're still there telling them that. So we have to leave that shit alone. We cannot believe that. Because let's just keep it 1,000. Some of they wives are ugly, and they wives be cheating like a motherfucker. So we can't believe that. Okay? We can't believe that. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Right, it goes down in the DM. Bob says Shrek be getting it in. Sure do. Having a bunch of baby ogres. Right. That's a fact. Yeah, that was a deep statement. Absolutely, Kwafi. Absolutely. L'Oreal says survey and scope the scene. Better vet these women properly and stop settling. Because years and years and years and years and years of settling in our lives. And remember, we're not just talking about with women. We're talking about with our own personal accomplishments. Because, there's some guys who will settle being a background dancer instead of being on the main stage. Because they don't see themselves as being a main attraction. So they rather be a feature. See, that's settling. That's settling. You actually have the potential to be a main attraction, but you settling to be a feature. See, this is what they expected me to do in the Black Manosphere. When I was in the Black Manosphere, this is what they expected me to do. They expected me to be somebody's sidekick. They expected me to sit up under some people. Nah, homie. I'm the I'm the show. I'm the show. I'm not a sidekick. If you want to be somebody's sidekick, get away from me. You see? I'm not the help. I'm not this nigga right here. I'm not him. I'm not easy to dustpan. Okay? I'm not him. And fellas, if you feel like that about yourself, guess what you have to do? You have to create, set, and enforce boundaries so people think they can't treat you like that. So people don't think they could treat you like that. People won't try to play with you like that. Because you have boundaries set in place to where that shit won't even get to you. You see? See, you could get with a woman and she'll know you a star. But if you don't know you a star, guess what she'll do? She'll play you down, nigga. She'll play you down because she don't know how to speak life into a star. So she'll play you down. She'll let you play yourself down. And then we get on the end, man, these women can't speak life into us. No, she can't speak life into a man like you. She could speak the easy to dustpan. Of course she could speak life into this nigga. Of course she could speak life into a dustpan, but not you. She don't know what to say to motivate you. She don't know how. So guess what she gonna do? She gonna let you settle and let you go through what you go through. Because she can't help you, bro. Just like every man isn't a leader, every woman isn't a help meet. Understand this. Just like every man don't know how to lead, every woman don't know how to help and follow. You see? So she may not know how to help you. She may not know how to motivate you, but she can motivate easy to dustpan. And guess who problem that is? Not yours. Because you're not easy to dustpan. And you don't have a problem with settling for a woman who only could speak life into a nigga like easy to dustpan. See, that's no longer your problem. You should be worried about attracting women who can speak life into a man like you. And stop worrying about the ones who can't. See, because when you worry more about the ones who can't, you're gonna end up settling with one of them. Because all she gotta do is show you a little difference. I'm different. You know, that's their favorite word. I'm different. So as soon as you see a little difference, you're gonna fall. And then once she see you fall, she gonna turn up. And she gonna be that same shit you just left. She gonna be that same pile of manure that you just washed off your shoes. You done stepped in another pile. Because she just had to show you a little different. You know, just a little different. I'm not like them. I got my ways, but I'm blocky. Soon as you hear them talking that shit, block. I got my way, block. I'm not interested. Because what you doing is you making excuses for being like the rest of them. It ain't that bad with me though. Blocky. Have a good life. Don't want to hear that shit. See, I already know the buzzwords. It ain't that bad with me. Block. Yes, it is. You just trying not to get cut off quick. Block. We know what that shit is. Get out of here. Get out of here. Blocky. Not settling no more. Blocky. Oh, you want to violate? I'm sorry. Blocky. I didn't mean blocky. You should have thought about it before you said it, you grown-ass woman. I need to say stuff to you the right way so you could get it. Why shouldn't you? Because you don't understand proper communication. Blocky. Blocky. I will no longer settle with a woman with poor communication skills. Blocky. If you got to raise your voice to be heard, block. If you don't pay attention to how you say shit to people, block. Because you're not mature. You're not grown. See that? You pay attention when you walk across the street, right? But you don't pay attention when you say shit out your mouth. Block. We're not playing them kid games. Block. You ain't gonna let your kids get away with saying shit like that, but we supposed to let grown-ups get away with it. Block it. Block it. We don't accept those excuses from kids, but we supposed to accept them from adults. Block it. Block it. And you got to stand on it, fellas. Because if you don't, guess what you showing her? Oh, he's settling. This is why they say men are thirsty. You know why these women saying you're thirsty? The women who say you thirsty is because they know you settling for nothing. Why you think they call you thirsty? Because you settling for her and she ain't shit. And she know that. And she know goddamn well you ain't supposed to be chasing her nothing ass. But you so thirsty. See, y'all don't even know when they be talking, y'all don't know how to decode that shit. I do. That's why you're thirsty. Damn, he want my nothing ass? Mm-hmm. He sure do. He want a piece of your nothing ass. Uh-huh. And guess what she gonna do? She gonna put you through hell to get nothing. You know why? Because you settled for nothing. You settled for nothing. You see? Of course she knows. Of course she knows, OG. Look, the women in here giving it up. She knows. Look at L'Oreal laughing. She knows. Come on now. 6 degrees of blockade. They know. They be knowing. Like, I ain't got nothing to offer this nigga. Why is he running me down? What do he want from me? I don't have nothing to offer this nigga but trauma. That's all I got for this nigga. That's all I got for him is trauma. Oh, you want some of this? And smack you across the face with trauma. Now you complaining. Oh, man. Oh, she making it hard for a man. Nigga, you settled. You settled. And you know you did. Now you complaining about what comes along with settling. Sounds like someone is a little childish. Huh, fellas? Yeah. You're complaining about settling for what you wanted. Man, I ain't really want that. You settled. They didn't have butter pecan ice cream, so you bought cookies and cream. And when you opened it and you didn't like the way it tastes, you mad. But you settled for that. And what came with that? A whole lot of shit you ain't think you was gonna get. That's life. That's life. When you don't pay attention, when you lose yourself, you don't see it coming because you settle, so you don't see it coming. You don't even see you getting ready to lose yourself. You don't even see this woman getting ready to put you through the goddamn rinse and wash cycle. She getting ready to treat you like some work clothes, nigga. She getting ready to spin. She getting ready to turn you inside out, boy. Cartel says, if loving you was wrong, then I don't want to be right. Is code for real? Let you use and abuse me and walk all over you. Absolutely. Absolutely. If loving you was wrong, I don't want to be right. That is a statement of settling. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I love you. So I don't care that all of this shit is happening to me because loving you is more. Settling. I'd rather go through all this shit and know you love me than to not. Settling. Settling. And believe it or not, fellas, a lot of women don't want to know that you settled for them. That's why they never tell you that they settled for you. Bob says that's life. That's why there's plenty of single mothers out here. Let's not even talk about single mothers. Let's talk about all these men out here in the mental health clinic. Let's talk about let's keep it on the men. Boot Camp says, go back and read my red comment. What you think? I got you. You're going to love it here. Blocked. Right. Blocked. Hold on. I think I passed it. Yeah, the block is hot. It sure is. I think I missed it, Boot Camp. I think I missed it, bro. I think I missed your comment. My bad. Coffee says, if you're at work, if you are work clothes, nigga, you better be Caterpillar or Cat Gear and not weak. Yeah, I'm telling you. Brownie says, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. Heard that, fellas? You heard that? Don't get excited. Just read the comment. Okay. Trauma and drama. Yep. That's exactly what you're gonna get. Cartel says, leave all that drama for your baby mama, man. We don't even want no drama with our baby mamas because we don't want baby mamas. We want mothers for our children, not baby mamas. I will not be a baby daddy ass nigga. I'm just not that type. I'm not cut from that cloth. A baby daddy ass nigga. Oh, that's my baby daddy. Nah. Mm-mm. Bob says a lot of homeless men out here that put priority on vagina instead of self. Facts. Settling. Melanated Vessel says, I think dating seriously before one truly knows themselves is a huge part of the problem. Could be. It's nothing wrong with dating, though. There's nothing wrong with dating. Nothing wrong with dating. There's nothing wrong with dating with the potential of being in a relationship. You know? I think what happens a lot of times, Melanated Vessel, is we settle and then we try to jump. We try to jump to become something so fast. You see what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we don't let time and the time that we spend with one another matter enough. We try to make everything into something instead of actually letting stuff grow. I think that's what the problem is. I think if we was to just let it grow, It'll grow into something, or it won't grow into anything. But either way, I think whichever way it goes, both parties would be pleased with the decisions that are made. Whether y'all choose to not be together or y'all choose to be together. That's what I think it is. We so quick to, cohabitate. Oh, this my wife. Oh, this my husband. Oh, this, that. And we don't just let things be what it is. I'm not saying not have those feelings, but because you can't help how you feel, but we don't let things manifest, man. We force it. And that's because we settling a lot of times. And we know we settling, so we try to force a title onto something to fool ourselves into thinking that we didn't settle. This my man. This my man. When at the end of the day, you just saying that. So in your mind, you could trick yourself into believing that you're not lonely. I got a man. When you just don't want to be lonely. You see? You just don't want to be lonely. So you settle just to say that, to continue to fool yourself into thinking you're not lonely. Men do the same shit. Men do the same thing. Men do the same thing. Right. Grow organically. Absolutely. And that's going to be spending a lot of time, spending a lot of time together, talking, communicating. Kwafi says, God told me you are going to be my husband. Don't fall for it. Hey. Don't fall for that. OG says rushing me into being in a married club. Yeah, you can't rush nobody into that. What's up, Letitia? How you doing? Cartel says I'm not baby daddy material. I'm husband material. Then you shouldn't be settling for no girlfriend. Like Brownie said. Don't lose out on your wife chasing your girlfriend, Cartel. Brownie said it. That was a bar. That was a bar. Because if you husband material, you shouldn't be out here worrying about no single mothers or even talking about single mothers. Because you husband material. So you ain't looking to marry no single mother unless you a single father. Like, single mothers and all that stuff should not be your issue. If you husband material, none of this stuff that's going on out here in the dating world. If you husband material, fellas, you shouldn't be caring about Suki Hana. You should not be caring about STD Red. Because we got a Sexy Red. Shout out to Sexy Red TV. I'm tired of even saying Sexy Red because we got Sexy Red TV. Her new name is STD Red. The rapper girl. STD Red. We already got her. Right? So we don't need to be worrying about her, Suki, Lotto, and what all of them talking about. If you husband material, you're not paying that attention. Who cares? Who cares what the city girl thinks? Yeah, her name is STD Red now, Brownie. STD Red. It should be only one Sexy Red around here. Her name is STD Red. Absolutely. But that's real shit, Cartel. What's going on in the dating market and all of this, stuff that's being shown on social media and all of this stuff, none of that shit should concern you because you should be aiming for a whole different group of women that's out there, but we don't try to access them because we walk right past them. So, hotepism should not be your problem. These hoteps, the one that like playing with candles and praying to the water goddess and all that goofy shit, conjuring up demons that they think is spirits, like demons aren't spirits, but they be halama hanama to bath water and shit. She in there she in there making an offering to the bath water goddess. You see what I'm saying? Fellas, that's if you believe your husband material, right? That Meg the Stallion, nothing. These women should not be your problem, man. You shouldn't even be paying attention to that shit. Your attention should be on a different type of woman. Totally different type of woman. Coffee says facts. You are correct, because that is the very first argument to go to: baby mamas, single baby mamas, and it used to be Cardi until she got married. Bingo. Bingo. You don't want them problems. No. And actually, you shouldn't get those problems, because if you're looking for a wife, who cares about a Suki Hana and STD Red and all of them, and who cares what they think? And women who like them and want to behave like them, who cares what they think? Who cares about their behavior? Who cares about their lifestyles and how they treat their kids? Who cares? You're a husband material man, so who cares? Who cares? That behavior and all of that don't affect all women. It affects all women that's in that social pool. It's time for us to look other places, fellas. Yeah. You're gonna have to stay out the club, buddy. Your wife not in there. Suki's in there. STD Red is in there. Your wife not in there. No, sir. And I'm not saying you can't find a bad woman in a good place. I'm not saying that. But how many times you think STD Red go to the library? Huh? You think she do natural face treatments? Keep her skin clean? No. She wear a bunch of fucking makeup. So you think she take care of her skin? You think she take care of her own hair? No. These women are not feminine. So if your husband material, who cares? If you end up with one of these, guess what you did? You settled. You settled. You husband material, but you end up with a Barbie? How does that happen? You end up with a Barb? Huh? Come on now. Come on now. Of course she's not in the library. Come on now. Barnes and Nobles, fellas. And pick up a book your damn self. That's the only reason why we should be going, my brother Dale Diddy. We shouldn't be going to Barnes and Nobles to look for our wife. We should be going to Barnes and Nobles to buy books. And we should be talking to women that go to Barnes and Nobles, that read. I'm not giving y'all tips. I'm not on that pickup artist shit. I'm not with any of that. Shout out to my man Kuda. Go listen to, go get some tips from Kuda if you want some pickup tips. I'm not telling y'all where to go. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is if you about finding a wife, your wife is supposed to be into certain activities that these other women are not into because they're not wife material. You see? So shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to today's show. Shout out to everyone in the building, man. I'm gonna read a few more of y'all comments, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Strike Patrol says Coach DS1. Definitely not a dating coach, my brother. Definitely not a dating coach. I do. I do, Brownie. I want to catch you outside skating. I do. You gonna put the content up on your channel? It got me in the Barbie algorithms. Nah, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, Coffee. Cartel says, I love Barnes and Nobles to read books. I can stay in there all day for real. Yep, you can. All day. Literally, you can literally sit in there all day if that's what you like to do as a man. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have to start embracing what we like, who we are, so we can stop settling for women to like our representative. Okay, fellas? So start getting into things that you know you like, that's from you, not some shit you do to seem cool. Because see, I know all the brothers that support my channel, whether you from the hood or whether you're not, you got some nerd in you. You got some nerd in you. You intelligent. I don't have no, no blistering idiots listening to me. I don't have cavemen listening to me. So I know all the brothers that listen to Sheep Stay Sleep TV and listen to DS1 Ross, y'all have something up under the cap. So don't tell me. I know the brothers that listen to me, y'all like to read. Y'all like to look up things. Y'all like to listen to things that actually matter. You see? So we have to start embracing that side of us again because we settling for our representative, the cool guy, the guy with the money, the guy that's, he got the muscles, he got the clothes, he got the car. That's your representative, nigga. That's what they see on the outside. They don't know who you are till you open your mouth. Just like you don't know who she is till she open hers. You see? So if you like to read, but the girl you with always watching TV, you settled, nigga. That's what you settled. Ladies, if you like smart niggas, but you always with a nigga who dumb as a bag of hammers, you settled. You can't say you like smart niggas, but you stay with this blistering idiot. You helping him finish reading the paragraph, but you like smart niggas. No, you settled. Because he a cute dumb nigga. He a sexy dumbass nigga. You settled. Gray sweatpants Raheem, the dumb nigga. You know the nigga dumb. You know he ain't been past 8th grade. You know that. But you like smart niggas. I'm like an intelligent man. Your baby father ain't finished 9th grade. Fuck you talking about? That nigga ain't finished the 9th grade. The nigga that's laid up in your bed right now don't got a high school diploma. But you like smart niggas. You like smart niggas. I like a man that's smart. Uh-huh. I know. Whatever that means. What up, Auntie? You said he always wins. Oh man. He said he always wins. Man, listen, bro. It's worse than that now, Coffee. It's worse than that. Barnes and Nobles and Fresh Blends are two of my favorite spots. I could go, I can read a good book, build up my design skills on my laptop, and get me a smoothie bowl. Facts, bro. Facts. You could totally get whatever you need done for the day in your own zone on your own vibe. Shout out to my brother Dale Diddy, man. It's no excuse, fellas. Oh, they got all this stuff for women and they got stuff for us too. We just don't go and use it. Why you think you always see women in Barnes and Noble sitting down and all that? Because a lot of us don't go in there. We buy the book and leave. No, you can sit there and read your book, bro. Nobody will bother you. Yeah. Yeah. We can do these things, fellas. But we don't invest that type of time in ourselves because that's actually us really tuning into the real us, not the representative. Not the nigga who get all the money and the handsome guy, and no, the actual you. Because you're actually a little nerdy. but you suppress that because you think you're not gonna get what you want. So you settle by dumbing yourself down. You see? See, me and my homeboys, we all from the hood. All my homeboys, we all from the hood. But we went to school. We not the dumb hood niggas. You see? This is why y'all saw me cracking jokes on the dudes in the manosphere early on. And shout out to all them brothers now. Clowning them dudes. Because I'm able to do that because I'm just as smart as them. You see? But see, I was clowning them because I knew that they're one-track minded. Because they've settled. See, they've settled with just being the educated guy. And not being social and not knowing how to communicate in all settings. See, me and my homeboys, we could go anywhere. You see? Because we educated and we don't have no fear from growing up in the hood. You see? So when I first came around, a lot of them dudes thought I was just some hood broke nigga with nothing, who don't know nothing. They thought I was old boy. And I ain't gonna say his name. Much success to him. But they thought I was old boy. That's what they thought. This is why when people saw me having a conversation with them, shout out to Bunny. I had a conversation a little while ago. And and people were shocked. It was like, yo, you ain't get up there and roast them. You didn't. Nah. No. Because when I get around them, now we're gonna talk like men. Now we're gonna have an intellectual conversation. Now I'm not gonna tell you I'm not a pookie. I'm gonna show you in the conversation. I'm going to show you how much I got up under my hat. You see? You see? This is why I always said there is no such thing as Pookie and Ray Ray versus the educated lane. Because we all men at the end of the day. There is none of that bullshit. At the end of the day, black men, we're our own agency. You see? If we don't understand that, then we don't understand anything. No matter how smart you think you are. You see? Cartel says, street and book smarts go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what a lot of these guys forget is business starts in the streets. The lowest level of business is the streets. Why do you think you got billboards and advertisements at bus stops? Business starts on the streets. But when you're not exposed to certain things, you don't understand. And then when you don't use your intelligence for you to actually navigate and be autonomous, but you use your education just to get a job, right? You don't even understand how to use it to your own benefit. This is why most of your so-called ELs can't run nothing. They only could do what they're told because they haven't found a way to utilize their education to better them, to enhance their talents. That's what education is supposed to do. That's the whole reason for going to school. But y'all fell for the indoctrination. You see? All being educated for is for you to sharpen your skills and your talent. That's what that's about. It's not about nothing else. And networking. Because this is how most of your Ivy Leaguers, frat guys, sorority chicks, this is how they get their corporate jobs, through networking. Because they get pulled in by their homegirl who's the supervisor at the job already, and they in the same sorority. But if you notice, people who live that life, you always hear that they're unhappy. Why? Because they settled. Now they've been working 25 years for somebody. Now they want to start their own business 25, 30 years later. What up, Mike? Salute, Mike. You see? See how deep this settling subject can go? And we could keep talking. We could keep going. We really could keep going. We really could keep going, but we already in double overtime, man. Shout out to everyone for coming through, man. I appreciate everyone for pulling up to today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, go on ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, your Discord servers. Anywhere that you share content, make sure y'all share today's show. Make sure y'all share today's show, man. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to do episode 5 for this series. I'm not sure. We might just start a new subject tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how everything goes later on today. So, but y'all stay tuned. We will be back tomorrow. Same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. Absolutely, Kwafi. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Cartel. Salute, my brother. Shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. If y'all enjoyed today's show and y'all would like to financially support today's show, the PayPal and the Venmo is going across the screen. Shout out to everyone who has supported today's show financially, whether you hit the super chat, whether you hit the Venmo, or whether you hit the PayPal. It's very much appreciated. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all being here. So don't forget, hit that like button, and don't forget, get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this episode, man. Also, if you missed any episodes, this is episode 4 of this series. If you missed any episodes, go to the playlist section, click the playlist Men Lose Themselves When They Do This. You can catch all the episodes on that playlist. This was episode 4. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.